Hey everyone, I'm your host, Courtney Marie, and thank you so much for listening today. You all may be used to me having a special guest, but today it's just me here, so I hope y'all okay with that. I will be talking about body positivity today, and I think this is a very important topic, especially in the society that we're living in, right? I just want this episode to be a safe space and a place where I can spread positive vibes to anyone who is listening. So I got the inspiration for this episode when Chloe Bailey from the R&B duo Chloe and Halle went live on Instagram. If you don't know who Chloe and Halle are, you need to know. Google them, follow them because they're super talented. They can sing, they can dance. They are the new up and coming R&B group. So Chloe and Halle, they are sisters. They used to share an Instagram account, but now they recently just made their own Instagram accounts, and everyone was super excited about it. So Chloe has been posting more sexy dance videos showing off her body. And let me tell you, if you've seen Chloe, you know that her body is banging. Like she looks good. If you haven't seen her, Google her and you'll see, follow her on Instagram and you'll see how good she looks. Both of them looks good. Chloe and Halle, they're super pretty. Um, but Chloe went on live one day and she started to cry. I guess some haters were in her comments talking about her body, saying that she's trying too hard or whatever. But Chloe explained how she didn't like her body for a very long time growing up, right? She didn't like her stretch marks. She said it took her a very long time to be comfortable with her body. She also said like the reason why she goes so hard in performances is because that's her outlet. Sometimes me and my friends joke when we watch their like music videos or like their live performances, we notice that Chloe goes all out. Like she's dancing super hard, like she's into it. Whereas Halle, she seems like she's more like reserved and she just hitting her notes literally on stage. But she explained like that's her outlet and that's when she feels, the most sexy. So that got me thinking about how society really puts pressure on us about loving our bodies, right? No matter what shape, size we are. So society has this idea of the perfect body, slim, thick, right? Slim in the waist, big in the butt, got big boobs, right? We see all those Instagram models on social media and everything like that. And we also see people getting like BBLs and changing their bodies. And no shade to anyone who has done that. If you can afford it and that makes you happy, go for it. I support you, sis. But that kind of makes me wonder 10 years from now, what would the trend be? Like would that still be in quote unquote like style? If you think about like early 2000s, like the style was to be super skinny, um, small, like little waist, small butt, small titties, like short, um, low rise jeans and crop tops and stuff like that. That just makes me wonder, like, will it change? And then, like, how will our mindset change based on that? Because times are forever changing, right? And social media, I feel it's only going to get like, it's only going to progress like 10 years from now. So, how would that have an influence on how we view our bodies? So, I think it's important to just love who we are. And I want to talk a little bit about my experience. My journey wasn't easy as well. If anybody knows me, they've seen me, they know I have no booty, right? Never had one. It's just now starting to come in now that I hit 23. And I said just starting to come in because it ain't that much yet, right? And for a while, so do you know how long it took me to be comfortable with saying that? What I just said, that I have no butt? Like, let alone to strangers or whoever might be listening. Like, do you know how long it took me to just be comfortable with that, right? A very long time. Um, I used to think like, why? What's wrong with me? If anybody know my sister, they know my sister got a butt. I'm like, I guess it just skips like a generation. Like God said, no, you don't need one. We gonna put that somewhere else. I guess my head. I don't know, but I used to think um, did boys look at me different? Did they think that I was different? I had these constant, like, unhealthy thoughts of my body. And as I'm reflecting on it right now, I knew that it wasn't right, and it's not healthy, you know? So as I am getting older, I am learning to be comfortable, with my body. Um, Growing up, like when I thought I wanted to have this certain type of body, now that I reflect on it, it makes me think like, did I want this body for society and like social media, or did I really want this body, like, for me, right? Um, Instead of, like, just loving, like, my flaws, my imperfections, everything like that. Like, who did I want this ideal body for, right? So now I've committed to working out more. Um, I'm working towards a healthier body, right? I think that's a key, healthier body, um, that I want. And I'm doing it on my own time. And it's for me, not anyone else, not a boy, not social media, not the pictures. It's for me, right? Um, so I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not like dieting or like, starving myself, but I do have workout plans, and I'm trying to be on more of a healthier diet get to get to be in like a more healthier state of mind and a healthier body, So, um, does that mean if somebody say you want a glass of wine, I'm gonna say no? No, I'm gonna drink it. Does that mean I'm not gonna eat a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger with fries and a sundae? No. If I want it, I'm gonna eat it. I think that's just the mindset that we have to be in. Um, Not necessarily when we work out, we have to have this right mindset, right? We're working out for ourselves. We're working out because we want a healthier body. We're working out because it makes us feel great, not because I have to get this body because I'm going on vacation so I can look good in pictures and look like, everybody else on Instagram. No, that is not a healthy mindset at all. Um, Pushing yourself and working yourself out to achieve this body, to make it seem like as if you will be prettier, um, that's not the way to go. Because one, you are already gorgeous before you even start working out. Your main goal of working out should just to be able to push to live a healthier lifestyle. You want this something that can be ongoing. You want something from 20 years from now you could still be able to, like, work out. You just don't want it to be a one time thing, and once you get the body you stop working out. Like, you want to maintain it, right? So I think that's something that I had to teach myself, really, was to be in the right mindset, um, to take care of my body, to 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 be comfortable with my body, and also to love myself enough to notice that I had some unhealthy ways of thinking. I had some unhealthy eating habits, especially in college. Any of my friends would know, like, I used to stress eat, okay? I had like a whole little snack bin in my dorm room full of like Pop Tarts, fruit snacks. Anybody, if you know me, you know I love fruit snacks. Fruit snacks, chocolate, like so many unhealthy things. And I think now, shifting into that mindset, like, I completely try to cut out sweets in my routine. Um, I just training yourself to think more positive is something that will definitely help you in how you view yourself. And like I said, this took time for me. I'm 23, and I feel like I just started thinking this way literally, probably the beginning of this year, end of last year, end of 2020. I literally started thinking, having this mindset. Okay. Um, so I think we shouldn't put too much pressure on ourselves, right? As long as we're doing it at our own pace, on our time, when we feel like doing it, and if it makes us feel great, I think that's where we start to see that mindset shift into a more positive side rather than comparing ourselves to what we see on social media. So, someone brought this up when I posted a question on my Instagram story about we should teach body positivity to children and in school. And I couldn't agree anymore with that. Um, it's so important to teach kids how to love themselves and despite, like, all their flaws, all their imperfections. It's important to let them know that they are special, and that they are beautiful, point blank period. Like, they are beautiful, and that's something that we should continuously, be telling them, not nitpicking, not having them be influenced by what they see on social media, because trust me, these kids now, I feel like I'm a little old because they be knowing what they doing on social media, stuff that I don't even know. And they see these images, right? They have they have um their own celebrities that they look up to that have these bodies, and they think that they're supposed to, be um they're supposed to look like that. But I think it's so important for us to tell them, no, that's not the norm. In fact, there's no norm. There's no normal type body type, everybody comes in their own shapes and sizes. um and it's very important to instill that in them, right? I have a niece. She is very influenced by social media. She called herself having her own YouTube page. I would shout her out, but I don't know her YouTube page. I I guess I'm a bad auntie, but whatever. Um, but she just turned 15, and I feel like she's consumed by what a body's supposed to look like. She's going to be tall. Everybody in my family is tall. She's super skinny, but she has like this athletic body. It fits her because she loves to dance, she loves to flip and everything. But I also see where she feels as if she needs something extra. She needs like more boob or like more butt. And I feel like my family try to tell her, like, you don't need that. You're pretty the way you are. But then I have to think about when I was 15, right? People would say that to me too. But I was so influenced and so ingrained in what I was seeing that I always thought otherwise. Um, Especially when you're younger, you never listen to anybody that's older you, because just feel like they just don't know what you're talking about. And even like, me and my niece, we're only 9 years apart, but I can see where she would feel like, I just wouldn't understand. It's super essential for us to not have them conform to these ideas and beliefs of what a body should look like just based off of social media, right? So I believe in speaking power and confidence into our children so that they can grow up and to believe in their own beauty, no matter how much cellulite they might have, no matter if they start to get stretch marks, no matter if their boobs are bigger than the other girls in the class, no matter if their butt is bigger than the other girls in the class or smaller than the other girls in the class. It's so essential for us to speak those positive mindsets and start them young, and believing in themselves and thinking that they're beautiful, because they are, we all are, right? So I talk about, like, having like a positive mindset, right? So I think the one thing that we have to do is start to speak positive affirmations to ourselves, right? We can be so hard on ourselves. We are our biggest critics, right? We nitpick, we can look in the mirror and nitpick every single thing that we don't like about our body, or like about how what we see in the mirror, or about our hair, or anything. But I want you to think, what would it look like, or what would it feel like if we were to sit in the mirror and pick out every single last thing that we loved about our body, right? We have, it's so comfortable for us to go to the negative side of things, but let's try to visit, the positive side of things. And I'm no expert in this, I can only speak from my own experience and how the processes that I am doing now still, in order for me to feel comfortable, in order for me to feel confident, right? Um, So, what would that look like in a mirror if you picked out every single last thing that you loved about your body, that you loved about yourself? I think that would make us feel a little bit more lighter, because when we have this negative mindset, we can feel like we're carrying on so much. We feel like we can carry on, so like have this burden on top of us, like we're it automatically drains us, right? But once we start to think more positive about ourselves and build our confidence, just think about what the whole day will look like. I also think we need to be kind to ourselves. Um, so saying daily affirmations, like I said, self affirmations is a really good thing. I wake up, I pray for a good day, I pray for confidence, and then I say to myself that I am beautiful, I am worthy, I love this about my body, I love that about my body. Oh, girl, I see you poking a little bit. We gonna get there. We need to do a couple of more squats. Have fun with it. It doesn't always have to be this draining moment and you're looking at yourself and you're picking at it and you're beating yourself up, because that gets us nowhere, right? It gets us nowhere. And one thing that I do, you all know that, I'm sure I said it in my previous podcast, you all know that I like to write a lot. So I journal. I have about like maybe 10 to 12 journals that I have that is waiting to be utilized, right? Because journal, I feel like journaling helps express what I'm feeling. For me, I am not that kind of person to just go up to somebody that I know and just like spill out all my feelings and cry out all my feelings. That's not me. It might be you, and if that's how you cope with things, I suggest that you continue to do that. But also keep in mind that journaling is really a good tool. You sit down there with your pen and paper and you just write literally everything that you think that you would say to yourself in the mirror while you're nitpicking and having that negative mindset, write it down on paper so you can actually see what's going on in your mind. And then maybe the next day or later on, write something that you love about your body. Look at yourself in the mirror and what you love about your body. Write that down so you can see it and see how that makes you feel. I know for me, after I journal, I feel a little bit lighter, because I'm a person that's always in my head. I think a lot. I'm always in my thoughts. So actually, for me to get it out on paper and look at it and reread it and evaluate it, it helps me a little bit more. It helps me to see how hurt I was, how the thoughts that I have are hurtful to my body, damaging to my confidence. And once you write out what you do love about yourself, look at it and admire it. Admire those things that you do love with yourself and stick with it. Like I said, this is a process. I think we need to speak more positivity, more body positivity throughout social media. We need to love ourselves more, because what we see on the internet can be so damaging to our confidence, to how we look at ourselves. And I just want to say that we are all special. We are all beautiful. We are all it, okay? Sis, you are it. You got it. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're loving. You're caring. All of the above. I just want us to be kinder to ourselves. I want us to love ourselves. And I want us to acknowledge the process. I think that's another good thing. Um, so often, like, we have these thoughts and stuff, but we're not acknowledging what we're going through. We just think it's normal, right? No, take time to step back and acknowledge the process that you're going through. Acknowledge that you're in this negative mindset space. Catch yourself when you do have a negative thought and take a step back and be like, okay, what can I do to get out of this negative space? And whatever that looks like for you, if it's taking a jog, sitting on the beach, a glass of wine, do that. Do that. Okay? I get that loving our bodies and ourselves can be a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Trust me, it does not. But just know you were made with imperfections for a reason. No one is perfect. Someone loves your flaws and imperfections, and your flaws and imperfections make you who you are. Just remember, you are beautiful. You are loved. You look great. If somebody hadn't tell you that they love you, I'm telling you, I love you. Whoever is listening, I push positive vibes your way because you are great. You are beautiful just the way you are, right? I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you have not already, follow the C Note Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at the C Note Podcast. Thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.